From the star who'd been out of the public eye for years, Wendy Williams, the one-time self-proclaimed queen of all media, known for her signature catchphrase. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Wendy was surfacing calling longtime friend Charlamagne the God's radio show, pleading for her freedom.
I am not cognitively impaired, you know what I'm saying? No, but I feel like I am in prison. You understand what I'm saying?
And breaking her silence on the Breakfast Club 2 years after her dementia diagnosis. Speaking out about her life now inside a healthcare facility, living under a court-appointed guardianship. This is Byron Pitts. It's been a while since we've spoken. A few weeks after that stunning first interview with Charlamagne, I spoke briefly with Wendy on the phone. How are you doing?
How am I doing? I'm still in prison, so to speak.
Can you describe where you are right now?
Yes. Well, as I said, because it's a fact, this is the memory unit. That's what this floor is called, the memory unit. And it is true that these people who live here don't remember anything. Some of them are in their 60s, some of them are in their 80s, some are, look, I don't belong here at all. This is ridiculous.
Are you able in this facility to move about, to leave when you want to leave your room when you want to?
Well, I leave my room to order lunch. Everything is on this floor. And by the way, I have everything right here in the bedroom because, you know, these people that live here, you know, they're nice people, but it's not my cup of tea at all. Like, and it's really expensive where I am. $18,000 a month out of my money.
Wendy telling me she doesn't have control over her day-to-day life.
It seems like she's been pretty open that it's a locked unit, so certainly that could be consistent with a memory care unit for more severe cases of dementia.
You can call my phone whenever.
The last time the public heard anything from Wendy was a year ago. Lifetime's Where's Wendy Williams?
Well, my real name is Wendy Hunter.
Hunter.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people saw the documentary that certainly was unflattering, but it looked a lot like addiction for anyone that knows folks that are addicted to alcohol and drugs.
Wendy's allegations sparking online fury and concern from her fans.
Free Wendy, free Wendy, free Wendy Williams.
But Wendy's official diagnosis, similar to the one that forced Bruce Willis to step away from Hollywood for good.
As the disease progresses, people tend to have both language and behavior symptoms, and then ultimately in the later stages, they will develop memory problems as well.
Do you think you have dementia?
No. That's what I've been accused of, believe it or not. Frontal temporal dementia. How dare you? And I'm not saying you, because I've been accused of having that. And how do you prove it? By keeping me locked here. So that I can't see. Look, I can't go out. You have to have keys to open the door, to hit the elevator to go downstairs. Keys. I'm telling you, this is like being in prison.
Those who know Wendy personally say she sounds like the old Wendy.
I was actually her legal eagle on her radio show years and years and years ago. And she sounded like the Wendy that I know.
If Wendy sounded like she had no memory, she was ill, she was on some type of drugs, or if she seemed extra lethargic, I would say that because I keep it real. Wendy sounds better than she ever has.
Now, Wendy could be one step closer to taking back control of her life. A source telling Impact that her court-appointed personal attorney is set to file a petition to end the guardianship.
Wendy Williams' attorney filing a petition to terminate the guardianship would tell me that her attorney believes they have the evidence to convince a judge that Wendy Williams is no longer incapacitated.
When do you think you'll be home? You'll be out of this facility? What say you?
What do I say? You think I want to be in the dying place? These people, I am telling you, I am not like any single person here.
So could Wendy Williams actually regain her independence? Long before personal and medical struggles haunted her, Wendy Williams was a trailblazer, dominating the airway.
Whether you loved her or you hated her, Wendy Williams is iconic. Sis had stories.
And she shared those stories with millions on the Wendy Williams Show. No celebrity was off limits during her talk show's scorching hot topics.
Guess who's jealous of Adele? Beyonce. I am done with Taylor Swift. Yup.
Her show exploding into a cultural phenomenon.
Wendy!
Her fan base spanning from grandmas and housewives to teenagers. Wendy's star continued to rise until cracks in October 2017.
It was a Halloween episode. She was dressed like the Statue of Liberty, and she just wasn't herself. She started kind of spacing out, and then she looks off and collapses right there on air.
It did pass out, but you know what? I'm a champ, and I'm back.
It became super clear she was not okay.
Then a messy divorce, bizarre behavior, and long absences from the set, in part due to complications from Graves' disease and hyperthyroidism. In the summer of 2022, after a 14-year run, the Wendy Williams Show was canceled. Wendy's whereabouts shrouded in mystery. Around this time, unbeknownst to the world, a judge declared Wendy Williams incapacitated and put her under guardianship.
What we know from Wendy Williams' past is that Wells Fargo, her bank, noted that there were some irregular transactions, and that started the process of this guardianship.
Wendy's bank, Wells Fargo, claimed in court documents that Wendy was an incapacitated person and a victim of undue influence and financial exploitation. Attorney Sabrina Morrissey was appointed as her guardian to manage Wendy's health and finances. Impact reached out to Wells Fargo, the bank saying in a statement, "This matter was conducted under seal. Any claims against Wells Fargo have been dismissed."
It seems to me that the court has decided to put her under the most restrictive type of guardianship that New York law will allow.
I think probably the biggest controversy surrounding Wendy Williams' guardianship is that the person who is the executor of her estate essentially is not even a family member.
Boy, I'm late this morning. They is showing me that I'm late. Let's go. They is showing me I'm late. My post at. Can't get in this, can't be late in this. Is not what you're supposed to do in life. And then when you're late in life, you have to pay the price. And I'm in here.
Most of Wendy's family now call Florida home, including her younger brother, Tommy Williams. He says he wasn't part of the guardianship process. Why did the courts intervene as opposed to her family intervening?
Well, I don't know. You know, at this particular point, by the time I was pulled in and had an understanding, they already had a hold of Wendy. You know,
The courts in New York.
well, I believe so.
The guardian.
The guardianship.
Has the guardian ever reached out to you, or to best your knowledge, to your sister, or to your father?
I can't speak to anybody else. I'm speaking on my behalf. I truly don't understand it. Like, I really, maybe there was parts that I missed. Perhaps, maybe somewhere along the legal, tap dance, but I can't seem to grab a hold of why. Let the girl go. She's still Wendy. She still has life. She still has ambition. What kind of test can she take to get through this and show that, she has it and she's ready to go?
Now in a major twist, Wendy's guardian asking the court for Wendy to be reevaluated. Impact reached out to Wendy's guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, but did not hear back. In a previous statement, an attorney for Morrissey told ABC News that because the case is under seal, Morrissey couldn't defend herself from the multiple claims against her, but denied all wrongdoing, adding that all the court-appointed guardians' activities are regulated and supervised by the court.
A reevaluation for Wendy Williams could change everything for her in terms of how much care she needs, how many restrictions are put upon her by the guardian, or whether or not a guardianship still needs to be enforced.
The question of whether she really has dementia or not now may finally be answered. For much more, watch Impact by Nightline. What's happening with Wendy Williams? Streaming now.
What's happening with Wendy Williams? Hey, listen. Yes. We back in the building with another podcast vlog. This is Raw Dope Podcast Vlog, and I'm your host, Hand 5000. And in my famous words, good morning. Good morning. You know what I mean? I apologize for being late, man. I overslept this morning. That's not usually my thing. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't oversleep. I'm lying. I'm lying to y'all. I did not oversleep. What it was that I just didn't get up. There's a lot of stress, a lot of things. But it won't happen. It's just Friday. Jumal Friday. Beautiful day. I'm gonna be cracking in all weekend. It's no Super Bowl, it's no nothing. The NBA back. So it's a lot we talking about. So I can get into my weekend thing. And I think I don't know if I got an event. I got an event coming up. See our big tournament week coming up. Things are coming up, bro. We jumping off. We getting busy like the Bunky Dance. Like I always say, if y'all want to know who that is, that's Bunky Jr. And you know, he got the Bunky Dance. You know, it's called the Bunky Dance. It was originally the Park Ice Scrub, who was created by Lil Kent. Rest in peace to Lil Kent, man. But we gonna get busy like the Bunky Dance while y'all tapping in. I'm just right here, just getting it out here. So, you know, we got a couple things on the chopping blocks, my man. So, bro brings his wife to the Grammys. She's got the see-through dress, banging body, beach body, you know, porn star body, whatever Kanye doing with it. Getting hit all in the Venice Beach. You know, Kanye do a lot of things, but now him and his wife calling it quits. You know what I mean? Kanye and his wife is calling it quits, y'all. Definitely calling it quits. You know what I mean? Kanyeezy and them, they say they racing to the divorce lawyers now. You know what I mean? And you ask me, I don't think Kanye gives a fuck. I think Kanye will be married in the next week. You know what I mean? I think Kanye will be married in the next week. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? He's a billionaire. He'll find a wife any day. But I don't know, y'all. As y'all know that Ye my motherfucking man, and Ye just different. Yeah, B Urban, a bunch. Shout out to the Mod Squad in there, man. I was wondering where y'all was at, man. Y'all was leaving me hanging. You know what I mean? Shout out to my Mod Squad in the building. When you see that blue, that's my Mod Squad. They the dudes protect me. That's the security. If you say something ignorant, they gonna blaspheme me. You heard me? Shout out to the Mod Squad in the building. But yo, Kanye West and his wife is getting divorced. I figured that, though. You feel me? Like after that Grammy stunt, Kanye pulled enough is enough. Then he back to doing the racism stuff. Ye just lost his mind. You know what I mean? He lost his mind. And now, you know, this divorce claim. And Kim Kardashian got married. Ye getting divorced. What the world's coming to?
Of his first time. That's right. Going on.
Yeah, he obviously recently he's clearly ramped it up a lot and said a lot of really vile stuff with
share this video for me, like this video.
And the Nazi stuff. But like you were kind of saying, Charles, I mean, he does this all the time. Like she stood by him throughout, you know, years and years of him being embroiled in different controversies. So at least for me looking on the outside in, I don't know if this particular thing is exactly why they broke up. I feel like something must have happened between the two of them.
But again, it could be. I mean, look, he has never leaned in as hard as he's leaned in, you know, with Nazi emblems on shirts, you know, talking about, you know, I like, what was it, Hitler before Hitler was cool or whatever it is. I mean,
but it's also going to be interesting if they do end up going through this divorce. Obviously, we've only seen Bianca with Kanye, and she never talks. It would be interesting to me if when they break up, if
Bianca gonna get a lot of money. Y'all, listen, when Bianca talk, she's gonna get millions. Let's keep it. She was very quiet. If y'all don't know who Bianca is, she's a foreigner. And she came to deal with Kanye as his personal assistant. She designed the spot in Hawaii. She designed clothes for Yeezy brand. So she got her own brain. She could get a bag. This United States bag after she finishes divorce with Kanye is bananas. And somebody else gonna want to marry her because she asked me, she dropped dead gorgeous. Yeah, make no mistakes, he got a good one. She's dropped dead gorgeous. I don't know if he just insane, you know what I'm saying? But my man, yeah, going on his
That's all anyone wants to know what was going on.
Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment, turn me up on your TV.
Remember this. he would not respond to the divorce.
Right.
I mean, she was filing documents. There were deadlines that passed.
It went
never
on
responded.
and on.
Went on and on and on.
It is
and
interesting
on.
that he is exploring filing divorce documents.
But it ain't gonna be kumbaya. It ain't gonna
Nothing
be kumbaya.
it is.
He's from LA, and I say good. They need to break up because for your husband to get you to participate in bird break activities, to show up to the Grammy naked, like you don't have your stepchildren watching, is crazy. So yeah, let them break up and go their separate ways because he needs to step on his parental duties anyway. That's crazy.
She kind of knew that box of Cracker Jacks before she hooked up with him, right?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
She wanted the money and the fame.
When we come back,
She wanted the money and the fame, bro. Kim thought he read the Wolves comments at the Kanye. Like Kanye, man, is just like everybody in Kanye line.
The whole notion of how you fall under a
This Kanye, Big Meech got the internet.
under a guardianship. You know, we have Kanye West behaving the most erratically we have ever seen. News breaking on TMZ that even Bianca'S is done with him and wants a divorce. And we all just watched over Super Bowl the ad that he played, the horror.
Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. Run me up.
I want to ask you.
I'm standing here till I get in the algorithm. I'm gonna be gone by noon, but I'm in here with y'all. I was late, so I gotta make up.
Conservatorship. Why is Kanye not under conservatorship?
Well, it's a very good question. Kanye West has a condition, and he is supposed to take his meds. He has talked about it in this very building that I'm standing in right now, and he has said that the meds tamp down his creativity. And when he takes his meds, it seems like he's okay, and when he doesn't, he flies off the rails. I don't know whether he is on his meds now or off his meds, whether he believes all this stuff about loving Hitler and Nazis, or whether he doesn't. But I will say this. This should be an example of how extreme things
like this video, y'all. Like this video, y'all. Push me in the algorithm.
Guardianship and take people's freedom away. And you're right. I have thought the same thing, Ashley. It's amazing that if Kanye West can live his life freely, how are they locking Wendy Williams in a hotel room? It's
Same with
like
Britney Spears, you know?
So
I wonder, and this is maybe a topic a little higher than you or I can broach, but is it because it's easier to lock the women away than it is to lock the men away? Because we know just a few decades ago, 100% that was true.
Yeah, I talked to somebody on a podcast today who said exactly what you just said. And at first I thought, well, no, I know, Peter Max, the artist, is in a guardianship right now in New York. So there are men who are in it. But, maybe you got a point, because I was just thinking, can you imagine being Kanye West's guardian? That it's almost such a daunting proposition to make Kanye do anything that he doesn't want to do.
Yep.
That, good luck establishing a guardianship that works.
So
maybe people shy away from it more. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know.
I gotta tell y'all, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Yeah, it just came in the mail yesterday, and it's fucking. I was playing Super Mario, like I was really playing Super Mario, y'all, and I'll put that over there. I was really playing Super Mario, y'all. Look, it's still in the plastic. I was really playing Super Mario, y'all, and that shit was fun as a motherfucker.
What the statistics are, and it's nothing, frankly, that I thought about until today, but it's interesting.
Yeah, so let me ask you this. I was so disappointed, obviously, and so distressed to see what he was tweeting, to see the T-shirt that he was selling.
Kanye West.
And he was directing a massive...
Let me tell you something. Like I told you, Kanye West getting divorced from his wife, okay? Bianca can't take it no more. But I don't think it was about the Grammy situation. But, Kanye was chilling, getting money, putting things together. Now he goes off the meat wagon. Yeah, I told niggas, bro, like, I don't believe that Ye is crazy and he eat medicine. Kanye West knows what he's doing, bro. I'm telling you, it's not man off the meat wagon and all that. When a man of color speaks out, he's crazy. When a man of color reacts, he's crazy. Some of the stuff that he's saying is insane. I don't agree with it, especially the Nazi shit. What Adolf Hitler did was cruel, and it was a crime against humanity. So you shouldn't be running around, even if you feeling them. You can't display that to the public, and I say that all the time. You can be whatever you want to be. You can say whatever you want to say. This is America. It's freedom of speech. But you have to watch what you say because it can damage you and it can hurt people. You know what I'm saying? Words hurt worse than guns. Guns take you out. Words can just bring you down. You can be dead or alive. And Kanye West is just out to hurt people that he felt like hurted him. He knows what he's directly targeting. He knows what he's doing. He knows what his biggest beef is. You get what I'm saying? He knows, bro. This is not a man. I have to say his mother and father was educated. He grew up around educated. He can understand the English vernacular very well. You know what I mean? The boy is not stupid. He's just design. He's art. He does a lot. So this shit is he doing? He knows what he's doing.
Super Bowl audience to a website. You know, obviously the cards have fallen. His Shopify was taken down. The Twitter was censored. But if you look, this is what you see now when you go on his website. Yeezy stores coming soon. It looks like it's written for a child. I'm not sure what to make of it. What do you see?
Well, I have
stop
a
at
slightly
stores.
different take than you because I know you're disgusted and outraged by it. I have decided to reserve my disgust and outrage because it applies in so many areas of life these days that for me, Kanye West has played his hand and I know who he is. And look, in this very office, you know, that's when he said slavery is a choice and talked, you know, and he has talked subsequently about loving Nazis, loving Hitler. And he said, I'm not on meds. I'm not off my meds and I'm not drinking, but this is the way I feel. I mean, we kind of know it. And if you know it, at least it's in your face and it's not something that's subversive. I don't want to have anything to do with it. But at the same time, I get it. I know who he is. And it's just hard for me to muster the kind of outrage because what we're going to get outraged. You know, I'm more outraged at when it's more subversive, when it is kind of, you know, right below the surface. And that's when it's scarier to me. This guy is, you know, so out there, you know, and I'm sure he probably has supporters, but I mean, he's going to do it again. In
double tap that string, y'all. Double tap that string.
We're playing the same movie over and over again.
Thanks for watching. Go to join NN.
So Kanye's like the meat rack and his wife divorcing him. I'm just playing all types of clips.
Dresses rumors that the rapper and his wife Bianca'S have split. Amid online reports that the pair have called it quits on their 2-year marriage, their longtime rep is speaking out and setting the record straight. Milo Yiannopoulos tells The Hollywood Reporter February 13th, Ye and Bianca are in Los Angeles about to enjoy Valentine's Day together. Announcements about their private life will come from them directly, not unsourced rumor in the tabloid
Y'all,
press.
I'm on YouTube.
He adds,
right back.
is this the 5th or is it the 6th time the press has wrongly reported that Ye and Bianca are separated?
I don't know. I'm just hit me when I get off of YouTube.
Kanye
I'm online right
were
now.
First linked in late 2022 when reports surfaced that the pair had quietly tied the knot after the Yeezy founder finalized his divorce from Kim Kardashian, with whom he shares 4 children. At the time, Bianca had been working for 2 years as the head of architecture at Kanye's Yeezy brand, according to LinkedIn. Since the private wedding, the Australian model has continued to serve as what Kanye described as his iconic muse. The pair recently attended the 2025 Grammys red carpet together, marking Kanye's first time attending the event since 2015, alongside Kim. On the red carpet, Bianca dropped a big coat to reveal her nearly naked body, only covered by a transparent dress. Afterward, Kanye defended the stunt on social media. He wrote in a February 6th post on X, "My wife's first red carpet opened a whole new world. I keep staring at this photo like I was staring in admiration that night, thinking, wow, I am so lucky to have a wife that is so smart, talented, brave, and hot." The following week, Kanye began posting erratically on social media, including sharing various anti-Semitic statements on X and debuting a surprise commercial slot during Super Bowl 2025. In the advertisement, the rapper encouraged viewers to go to Yeezy's website, where he was only selling one item, a t-shirt that included a swastika symbol on it. The website was later taken down.
That boy Kanye West going crazy, bro. It's Kanye, yo. Kanye don't give a fuck, bro. That's what I'm just saying. Stop for your own good.
The now viral video shows some of the biggest names in the entertainment industry taking Kanye to task for his hateful messages. The problem, it was generated by artificial intelligence, and some of the celebrities are not happy with their unauthorized appearances. We want to warn you, this story contains material that's both offensive and disturbing. This new video has been seen millions of times across social media, meant to fight back against Kanye West's anti-Semitism, which recently came to a head after a widely rebuked Super Bowl stunt. The video showing more than a dozen well-known celebrities wearing a shirt which were blurring, featuring his name below a middle finger with a Star of David. And while many of these celebrities have been outspoken against hate speech, this video is fake. A disclaimer on the post reading, the content was digitally created or
Kanye going
altered
crazy,
with
man.
AI to seem real, apparently without the actor's consent. In a statement, Johansson saying, while she has no tolerance for anti-Semitism or hate speech of any kind, she believes we must call out the misuse of AI, no matter its messaging, or we risk losing a hold on reality. The controversial video comes on the heels of an anti-Semitic stunt by Kanye West, who now goes by Ye, directing viewers in a Super Bowl ad to go to his clothing website. After the big game, the site only offered a single item, a white t-shirt with a swastika. The commercial only aired in a few markets, but on the biggest advertising stage of the year, building on a flurry of recent anti-Semitic remarks on social media by Ye, praising Hitler and calling himself a Nazi. Ye's views have been known for years. He's been restricted from some social media platforms on and off in the past, and Adidas and other brands ending their relationships with the rapper in 2022 after he spread conspiracy theories and posted anti-Semitic comments. Friend star David Schwimmer posting, I don't know what's worse, the fact that he identifies as a Nazi or the fact that there is not sufficient outrage to remove and ban him from all social media at this point. The head of YouTube Music joining the backlash, writing in an open letter to Kanye West, your words and actions are not only offensive, but triggering to all decent people who recognize the horrors of the Holocaust and the suffering of millions. And in a statement, one of the creators behind that viral AI video acknowledged the necessary dialogue around AI, but said he hopes the normalization of anti-Semitism and hate speech is not lost in the debate over technology itself.
Well, let's set that aside because that really is a distraction.
Yeah.
The main event here is Kanye West and this outrageous continued rants, stunts, statements, anti-Semitic. What I mean, as David Schwimmer says, what's next? What can be done?
We're watching some of the fallout, a couple of things happening here, including the fact that his relatively new talent agency, 33 & West, they dropped him, citing his hateful messages. Also, that website, the online shop he had selling the offensive t-shirt, that has been shut down by Shopify, the e-commerce platform, saying that he did not engage in authentic commerce practices. As for his social media accounts, which, as we mentioned, have been restricted off and on over the years, well, a spokesperson for him said that he had deactivated his X account, but this morning it does appear that that is back online. So something to watch.
Emily, thank you very much.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every...
Yo, the boy Kanye going crazy. His wife divorced. I'm not going to, like I said again, I'm not going to say that Kanye is actually going crazy. It's not giving that at all. It's not giving that Kanye West is going crazy at all. But it's definitely given that Kanye West has lost his goddamn cool. He lost his cool again, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not playing with him, man. That's how he really feel. If you knew what the Nazis was and what they done, you know what he's targeting. And what he's targeting is going to get him canceled. You get what I'm saying? It's going to get trumped up charges against him. And I don't know. I don't know what his angle is, but I'm just telling you that he ain't stupid. That's what I'm telling y'all. Kanye West is not stupid at all. Kanye West is not stupid at all. So yesterday was supposed to be the big return to Meech, the big show with Meech. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody say, yo, Big Meech home, and this was a joint. So when the allegations of Meech snitching came out, this Tammy Corns, OG Cuffy, all this came out, Meech had a big party planned. So this big party had a fucking roster of the Goonie Goons. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So we're gonna play some clips about this. Rick Ross speak out. 50 Cent responded to Jay Fence defending. Which just a lot going on. So we're gonna get in this, but Big Meech joint is canceled. Everybody know that. You know what I mean? You know, different YouTubers talking about it, but he canceled. It's canceled. Jay Prince defends Meech. You know what I mean? It's different. So I'm playing a couple clips of this. Meech boy.
Not the type of dude to play around with because he's always ready for whatever you got coming his way. That's why I told Big Meech he should have handled the situation more better from the beginning. Because the internet went crazy yesterday after Jay Prince came out to defend Big Meech against 50 Cent snitching allegations. And the issue we all have with what's going on is the proof that Meech actually snitched, because word of mouth cannot be a source for concrete evidence. This led 50 Cent to post a picture of himself responding to Jay Prince's alleged comments. Check this out. Some of y'all secretly dislike me, but I openly don't give a F. I don't have the energy to hide how I feel. Although this shots doesn't directly mention Jay Prince's name, but social media users are speculating that 50 already saw what was said about him and responded in the most 50 Cent way. A new audio clip posted by 50, which tags Tammy Cowan with more information showing the paperwork is actually in their possession, which can become a bigger threat to Meech. Some of the hip-hop blogs who posted the alleged Instagram stories from Jay Prince, defending Big Meech because there's no paperwork on him yet. Let's check out what Mr. Prince has to say. Big Meech was worth over $100 million before he went to prison. 50 used Meech's life to make money and gave him $5 million, and now think he created the BMF brand. People talking about Meech wasn't loyal to someone who he allowed to make money from his life story. What does he owe 50? Even crazier is how all of 50 Minions is ignoring the fact that he is basically admitting that he is a federal informant just like Tammy. Irv tried to warn us. The stuff sounds so jacked up and emotional till it's not funny. Cuffy got on a call and said he'd cool with Tammy the cop, but is worried about Meech, who they have no evidence of snitching, just speculation. This is not in defense of anybody. It's just crazy that Officer 50 gets a pass to tell on people. Why do you think he is trying to paint Tammy as the good person? Because she has dirt on him, that's why. Like I said in my previous video, Jay Prince is an OG who want to see other OGs get the respect they deserve in the industry. And I know he doesn't speak always, but whenever he does speak, he always speaking correctly. And I know if the paperwork can be provided by 50 Cent, everyone who defended Big Meech will be shocked and embarrassed. Big Meech having all these issues is because he switched up on the people who did the most for him when he was locked up. 50 Cent helped this man to make $5 million legit dollars, and not the type of illegal money he was making that got him locked up in the first place. 50 also sent his son Lil Meech to acting school and made him a movie star, which is the reason why Lil Meech will always remain loyal to 50 Cent. What more can Big Meech ask for? Ross did nothing for much for Meech and his family, even though Lil Meech dated Rick Ross' daughter in the past when they were young. Leave your thoughts in the comments section.
How y'all feel about that? How y'all feel about that, y'all? Like, you know what I mean? They saying, you know, Jay Prince react, and you know, yeah, so let's play this clip. With Meech, it's tough.
What's up, y'all? I want to make this video, and in this video, I want to talk about Boosie and Big Meech and their body language. If you have done any kind of research on the study of human behavior or the analysis of human behavior, you would know, and if you haven't done it, go do it and look up what I'm saying, that body language is the first form of communication between the human being. Your body language reflects the thoughts in your mind, how you feel about yourself and what is going on in your life. And Boosie, I want to say this here to you. I'm not a fan of yours. I don't listen to your music. I'm 55 years old. There's two New Yorks. There's the New York before Tupac, and there's the New York after Tupac. I'm from the New York, the one that Tupac wanted to be a part of when he named himself MC New York when he was 16 years old, and he entered a talent show at the Baltimore School for Performing Arts with Jada Pinkett. That New York is back there. So I don't listen to your music. I've watched your interviews on Vlad TV, and I've watched you very adamantly and with a lot of vigor, with a lot of heart, and with a lot of aggression, denounce rats. And you once backed out of something with T.I. on allegations of him being a rat. And I watched your explanation as to why you were going to attend the concert for Big Meech, his Welcome Home concert. And your head was down, your shoulders were slumped, you couldn't even look into the camera. And you was talking real soft. And what you tried to do was make it appear you were standing on some masculinity by saying, I gave that man my word, so I got to show up because I'm a man of my word. But you leave out the part, or you not considering the part, that this man paperwork is no good. And the allegation of him being an informant, a rat, or whatever, was out there. And you tried to play it cool and say, yo, what they saying, I can't go on what they saying on social media because something came out last week. Don't do that. Don't do that, Boosie. Don't do that. Your whole body language was horrible, was terrible, and it was telling. Now, if they paid you to come, and you had a monetary commitment to go and you wanted the cheese, then say that. But don't try to front it off like you gave this man your word and that's why you got to go. And this man's paperwork is no good. And you supposedly from that world. And shout out to all my followers in Baton Rouge, the 225, New Orleans, the 504, Slidell, Metairie, Shreveport, all over Louisiana. This is no disrespect to Louisiana. Talking to Boosie himself, one-on-one, man-to-man. Your words didn't match your actions, homeboy. You understand? And your body language said everything. I wasn't even listening to what your mouth was saying because I'm looking at your body.
Hey, you got a point, you know what I'm saying? These allegations, like I said, man, I'm a fan of Big Meech and the whole BMF thing, but it's not looking good for Meech. It's not looking good. Push Prophet was good. What up, Prophet?
On you say death before dishonor, I never folded, I stayed solid, or whatever you said. Your eye contact was shifty. You shifted, your eyes is all over the place. And when you said death before dishonor, you looked down, right? Your shoulders were slumped. You were deflated. You looked deflated. And your body language set it off for me. right? And Big Meech, I've been to the feds too, just like you, right? So we from the same place, had the same experience, same federal experience.
Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. If y'all just tapping in with me, we got into Kanye West getting divorced from his wife. We talked about that earlier, opening it up. And now we talking about Big Meech concert yesterday was canceled. These allegations going on around about Meech is not good. It's pretty ugly. 50 Cent, the super troll, is taking advantage of it. 50 cold. 50 cold. The truth don't need no validation. Jay Prince stepped up in it, saying people out of order. Playing. You know what I'm saying? Meech ain't always said one thing and had one post, but the party that would have probably brought him hundreds of thousands, maybe a million, in ticket sales or better, he ain't get it. You know what I'm saying? He ain't get it. The party was canceled. So what bro speaking about, keeping it at G News, what's good? Make sure y'all tap into my brother. What bro talking about right now is podcast with Soul. He's talking about Boosie. Boosie gets on Vlad TV in these interviews and he stand on business that he don't deal with rats. So basically, bro saying, when Boosie was talking about the Meech thing, Boosie idea was he's keeping his word. That was Boosie calling, I'm keeping my word. You know what I mean? With the man and this and that. But he's saying Boosie can't look at the camera. Boosie can't get that word like when he did it. When T.I. had the allegation, Boosie went crazy. You know what I mean? And me as a journalist, keeping it the G News, the Soul Podcast, all these journalists, us, I call us unorthodox journalists, man, because we taught ourselves how to do this shit. Everybody's speaking about it. The paperwork is in black and white with Cuffy. One thing that he said that 50 Cuffy, is more madder than Meech with Tammy Combs. It's so much going on. But we the people and the journalists just go off the paperwork and go off the facts. You know what I mean? This is bananas. You get what I'm saying? This story has taken over the headlines. This story is bigger than Kanye West. But the concert was canceled. The concert was canceled and 50 Cent is on a trollathon. It's canceled. It's canceled. You know what I mean? And some of the artists is backed out. Rick Ross, he hot about it. Boosie, and this is what he's talking about it. So I say it like this. Meech can't get into the depths of shit yet. Because he in the halfway house, he going through it. But Meech got to speak up. And this is going to blow. This is going to blow. This is going to blow. Because like I said, you got people that's behind Meech 100%. Got people that's behind 50 100%. Jay Prince feel like 50 a rat. And he feel like, yo, you cool with Tammy Combs because she got something on you too. You know what I mean? You ain't trying to just put out the whole ratathon and say, what up, Charlene? What's good? You know what I mean? You ain't trying to put out the whole rat in circle because, you know what I mean? Only one in this motherfucker looking crazy is Cuffy. They say, rumors said, I don't know how true it is, Cuffy Ray come home in 18 months. You know what I mean? And Meech got to face him if Meech want to face him. So this thing blew out of proportion. And yes, the rat allegations got in the way of Meech bag with this concert. The concert was canceled. You know what I mean? I don't know if his PO told him it's too much going on. Because when you're still in federal custody, they can tell you certain shit. So I don't know if they say, nah, we ain't doing this. It's too much fire behind this. I don't know if Candy Combs said him. I don't know. But this is some crazy C worth of work, bro. This shit is bananas. You get what I'm saying? And again, Meech will make millions of dollars once he's free to talk. People want to hear Meech's side of the story. He'll do a whole tour. And Meech going to pull off that rap joint because it's going to be artists that's going to jump on there. Maybe not the artists at first. He's going to get artists. You know what I mean? Boosie going. You know what I mean? Rick Ross going. You know what I mean? That's a seller. You know what I mean? I don't know. Let's finish out here with the Soul say.
Who's come home from jail? When we all come home from jail, we are institutionalized in terms of our thoughts, our
process,
aggression, our energy, our readiness, right? And you didn't display none of that. right? Because we come home from an environment, even dudes in the state, to where it's constant tension, constant uncertainty. There's no women. You around only a bunch of dudes. You got to be ready. You got to stay ready. Boots on, sneakers tied tight, ready to go. Just in case. You got to be in shape. And the people in the comments section with the fake profile pictures and the fake profile names, they say, oh, well, he just did 20 years. He don't know how to do social media. I'm not going for that. You know, your body language should have been, I think anybody would know this, should have been one of excitement. Sitting up, yo, make sure y'all come out to my joint, man. My joint is tomorrow, man. Come, man, make sure y'all come out, man. I ain't gonna be able to be there because I'm on house, man. But y'all come out. Your shoulders was up, your chin to the sky, your back straight. None of that was in your video. None of that. So, body language is everything. And your body language is a reflection of your dome and the thoughts inside your dome. It's a reflection of your self-esteem. It's a reflection of your self-perception. It's a reflection of your self-confidence. It's a reflection of your self-acceptance. It's a reflection of your self-approval. Don't you pause this video. Check me out. Check me out. Podcast episode, Sean G. Peace.
Yeah. Meek is canceled. That's it. That's it with Big Meech. That's it. Small game. Meech got to come out and do what he did. Meech will make money. Meech will make money, and Meech will bust the move. I'm not gonna hold you. Meech will make money, and Meech will bust the move. That ain't even what it is. But he got a lot of explaining to do, Jack. He got a lot of explaining to do. But like I say, he's gonna have supporters. People gonna support him. You know what I mean? This next joint I got is man released from prison after nearly 30 years for wrongful. Brother got locked up in 1996 for a crime he didn't commit it. And the district state's attorney Ivan Bates, along with the Innocent Projects, helped the man be released. And you know, I always got to play something that makes sense. You get what I'm saying? You know, Kanye West, Big Meech, and all that shit that's going on, man. Is it's cool. But this right here is the most important. The man served nearly 30 years in prison and with no opportunity to do nothing. Why look at my salam out? You know, and he's a good Muslim brother. Let's tap into the story.
He's from prison nearly 30 years after a murder prosecutors say he did not commit. Fox 45's Keith Daniels is following this story tonight.
He joins us live with an update on the man set free and the continued search for the killer. Keith.
Well, Maxine and Kai, Langhorne, James Langhorne, was 24 years old when he was convicted in 1996. He's the proud father of 2 and the grandfather of 5. He says his ex-wife helped him fight for his freedom, and tonight he's back with family. James Langhorne, a free man, let go from prison. His sister, one of the first to be embraced. The hugs, the tears.
Man did 29 years in the slap.
51 years old, released after spending nearly 30 years in prison, wrongfully convicted for a murder he did not commit. Langhorne let go Monday. The announcement made Thursday. Langhorne on what it means to be free.
Day to day, I'm gonna process it. You know, day to day, I'm gonna get better, and there's gonna be some days that are gonna be bad. But you know, I worked 30 years to get to this point.
Working on his case for the past 5 years, believing he was not guilty, the Mid-Atlantic Innocence Project fought for the case to be reviewed by City State's Attorney Ivan Bates. Bates then made the decision, citing new evidence discovered in the investigation, led to Langhorne's release.
A combination of unreliable and conflicting witness testimonies, a trial witness who recanted, as well as the state's failure to disclose potential suspects and additional information collectively support the case for vacating Mr. Longhorn's conviction.
It really matters when government officials not only admit when there's been a mistake like this, but proactively work to find and correct this kind of fundamental mistake.
Langhorne's conviction stemmed from a murder that happened on Bank Street near South Eden Street in East Baltimore, November 20th, 1993. Prosecutors say Lawrence Jones was walking to his home just before 3 o'clock that morning when he was confronted by an individual who pulled a handgun and shot him in the eye. The suspect then fled. Police said there were no witnesses to the murder nor physical evidence of value at the scene. But later, prosecutors say a jailhouse informer and other information at the time led police to Langhorne, who was arrested in November 1996. Tonight, Langhorne lamenting on that arrest and the decades stolen from his life.
I'm gonna enjoy every moment and put, the anger behind me, because if anger owns you, it owns you. So I don't want it to own me.
Well, Beck says initially the victim's family was angry when they heard that Langhorne could be released from prison, but he says they later changed their minds as the evidence turned in Langhorne's favor. Bates says that they understood, even calling him a victim. Meantime, the murder of Lawrence Jones remains a cold case. They say the investigation continues. We're like,
Yeah, there you go. Crime happened in 93. Brother got locked up in 96. And damn near served 30 years in prison behind that shit, bro. Like, that's different. That's different, bro. Y'all could never understand that pain. That's a different type of pain. That's a different type of, headache. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? This is just how it goes. You know what I mean? But I'm glad that brother home, man. That brother served 29 years for something he ain't do. My man Jay just came home. He did 23 years for something he ain't do. And he made parole on it. He didn't even get, the chance to go on the news and speak about it. Like, these dudes been locked up all these years and had their life taken away from them, bro. It ain't a game. It ain't a game at all, man. And they deserve to come home and live a good life and just have it, their way. And they deserve to be confiscated for their actions. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, that's just the way it goes, man. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. And I respect it. You know what I mean? I respect it. It took a long ass time, but you know what I mean? Bates and let's go on talks.
Langhorne?
Yeah, here we go.
Langhorne was released on Monday, and the official announcement was made yesterday. This after the Mid-Atlantic Innocence Project fought for Langhorne's case to be reviewed by the Baltimore City State's Attorney's Office. This morning, Baltimore City State's Attorney Ivan Bates, along with the Chief of the Conviction Integrity Unit, Lauren Lipscomb, joining us here this morning. Good morning. Thank you guys for joining us. Lauren, we wanted to start with you. You guys have been looking into this for 5 years. What made you believe that this was a case you wanted to take on and that there was some innocence behind this?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me here.
Man did 30 years.
2019, we got an application, and included in the application was what we call a recantation of one of the witnesses who had testified at trial. And that, of course, always piques our interest. And when I pulled the trial transcripts, it was clear that that was one of 2 identification witnesses that had been called at trial. And so it warranted a closer look.
When you start looking at these cases, though, I mean, you are a cold case investigator. You have to go back. I mean, we're talking back, this started in 93. He was convicted in 96. You have to go back. What is it like? And is that why it takes 5 years? Because when people see this and they say, oh, a judge says this should not have even moved forward. But you look at this and you have to go all the way back and then retry basically the trial.
Absolutely. It's what I consider to be almost an autopsy of a case, of a criminal trial. That's really what I do. And it absolutely takes a lot of investigation, and it's really dependent on the witnesses' availability, the evidence, the location of the crime scene. Is it still available? In this case in particular, Perkins Homes is where the murder took place, and it's since been razed. And there are many variables that cause an investigation.
Witness too, I think he's died during this too, right?
That's correct. That's correct.
So with the research that you found, walking our viewers how this process works, that was then presented to you, and your office then has the job to go back and look over it. What was the first indication in your mind that maybe this did need to be rethought?
Yeah, without a doubt. Good morning. Lauren came to me, sat down, we talked about it. I guess we talked maybe in the fall first about it. She did a little more work, a little more research, then she sat down and presented her project to me in December. And then I had the opportunity to review it for a few weeks, ask a few more questions. And then at the beginning of the year, January, we made a decision that we would go ahead and move in this direction and vacate this conviction. And then from there, the ball really starts moving rather quickly.
What is it like, State's Attorney Bates, when you're actually talking to him and you know he was freed Monday? So when you actually have to present before that, what is that like for you to go in? Your office, right, decades ago that has done this and put him there. What's that feeling for you personally to go in and tell somebody we made a mistake 30 years ago?
Well, it's justice. My entire job, our job as prosecutors is produce justice. And so for us, we knew that was the right thing. When you know an individual's innocent, they should not be in jail, you want to do everything you can to get them out as quickly as possible. And, I think Ms. Linscomb and her team did a phenomenal job by speaking to the victim's family, tearing open that wound, unfortunately, but then having them understand that this man should not be there. They've written that victim impact statement that almost made you want to cry because they understood how this man was truly a victim of society and of the process, and that they also had a loved one who was a murder victim. So I think the work that her team was able to perform was outstanding and truly provided Mr. Langhorne justice.
The next is kind of a two-part question of what happens next for Mr. Langhorne and also for this case now. Now you have a family who, while we're seeing justice on one end, still is left now waiting for theirs. So I don't know who can tackle that part of it, of where we go now.
So the day after the hearing on Tuesday, I contacted our cold case homicide unit in our state's attorney's office and referred the case over. Actually, as in the ordinary course, I send a courtesy over to our homicide unit as well as our cold case chief in order to let them know that something like this is coming down the pike. But we will be following up and officially turning the case over so that it can be thoroughly investigated and we can get to the bottom and hold someone accountable who rightfully should be held accountable.
Let's talk about this then, because you were gone through a lot of evidence here, as we just talked about going back 30 years plus. There were 25 witnesses in here. You were talking about it. What about the evidence new evidence was discovered in investigations led to this? So what new evidence came out? Can you disclose what new evidence was presented to you on it?
Sure. The entirety of the state's case, it was predicated upon a felony murder theory. And so basically, in the course of the armed robbery, our state's theory was that Mr. Jones was killed during the course of an armed robbery, and that's a felony murder. And so as part of that armed robbery, our theory of the case rested very, very heavily on what I've named an heirloom ring, just so that we all know what ring we're talking about, that the victim had. It was a family ring that was very important to the victim. And our case rested very heavily on that particular ring being taken as part of that robbery, as well a large amount of money. Unfortunately, however, during our investigation, it turns out that we had strong evidence that the victim had actually lost the ring prior to his murder. And that was a pivotal piece of evidence that was all of a sudden in question. As well, we had several witnesses who were able to 100% certainty say that he had no money by the time he'd been club hopping. He was a recent college grad. And so by the time he got to where he was killed, he actually was out of money.
bringing you back into this as well, we look at this case, obviously, that happened in the 90s. Would things have been different if it were tried today? You know, are some of the practices, some of the methods that were used then different than how things would be prosecuted now?
Yeah, we would have wanted to have a lot more actually cooperation. You know, you have cameras everywhere, and that's one of the things we look at, the cameras, and working with the homicide department. And we would have not relied as heavily on the jailhouse snitch. That was very important when you look at the case. And then also
who recanted this,
who recanted and who is now deceased. So those are some of the things that we would have looked at a lot and done a little differently.
Excitement's breaking.
Dang, man, that man did all that time in jail, man, for that. Like, I can't believe it, bro. I can't believe it, bro. That's tough.
I would like to believe that we would never.
There's a lot of
this type
innocent
case,
men.
because you want to have more evidence. One of the things I do remember when I was a young homicide prosecutor, you always want to have at least 2 individuals who can corroborate the story. And here it appeared to be really just one was corroborating the story. You also want to make sure sometime you can go to the scene yourself as a prosecutor. They've gone to the scene of Perkins' home. They realized that what the one witness said they saw, there was no way they could have physically seen that. And so we would have looked at the case from a different perspective. I can say right now, I do know they had some very good prosecutors back then, but right now in our office, we have some amazing prosecutors that try to go above and beyond to make sure they get the job done and to provide justice.
My last question then for you is, Ms. Lipscomb, when you look at this, do you get a lot more now calls for other cases to come out? I mean, it seems like you would be flooded now with them and other people saying, hey, I've been imprisoned, falsely imprisoned for decades too. Why aren't you looking at my case?
Absolutely. We always receive an uptick in applications and contact after cases like this. Absolutely.
And you did Adnan Syed as well.
I did not.
That was one of the cases, though, that the Innocence Project looked into.
No, actually, it was the Conviction Integrity Unit did not, and it was not Mid-Atlantic Innocence
Oh,
Project.
very good difference. So there's lots of groups working to make sure they're held
Exactly.
accountable.
Absolutely.
Okay.
What about righting Mr. Langhorne's wrongs here? I mean, typically we see a civil suit coming. He says, amazing the way that he's presenting this, you know, anger and madness is not going to define him anymore. But you just assume that there's going to be a civil suit. Who does that go to? Does that go through your office or is that for the Baltimore City?
Well,
so actually, we have the Walter Lomax Act here in Maryland, and that actually sets out a structure for compensation for those individuals who've been wrongfully convicted. And so I would imagine that perhaps Mr. Langhorne would go the route of filing something with the Office of Administrative Hearings. And then, of course, obviously, there's also the federal 1983 claims. And so he has a couple of options. And it would not go through our office necessarily. At OAH, our office is certainly a party to the case, but it wouldn't necessarily go through our office.
As we would be remiss not to be talking about the future here. Obviously, in the future of prosecuting, we're seeing U.S. Attorney for Maryland, Eric Barron, resigning. You two worked hand in hand in combating crime here in Baltimore City. What are your thoughts on who might take that position next and how that partnership might play out?
Yeah, well, first of all, you know, I was very saddened to realize and learn that my partner.
That's what I want to know. Why did U.S. Attorney Eric Barron resign? Why did he resign? I just don't get it. He resigned, and that just was different. Like, it was a different type of play, y'all. Hit that notification button. Hit that subscribe button. Drop a like. Leave a comment.
Everyone says elections have consequences. I am very optimistic. I believe that the right individual that the Trump administration feels should be the U.S. Attorney will be, and we'll work with them. You know, one of the things that I always tell people, public safety is not
boy
about
resigned because Trump in office.
It's not about who you are,
that boy
status
resigned.
in life. Everybody wants to be safe, and everybody deserves to be safe. And I have no doubt that we'll be able to work with whomever the Trump administration names to be the next United States Attorney for the state of Maryland.
Both of you, both City State's Attorney Ivan Bates and Lauren Linscomb, the chief with the CIU. Thank you so much for coming in. First of all, thank you for what you've done, because this is 30 years in the making.
Yeah.
Not easy to say that there was a mistake in the back. I know that's what
a fact.
you've done, but you're coming forward and now the entire family, because it's not just Mr. Langhorne, it's also, as we've been reporting, his family, grandchildren, 5 grandchildren, they get to connect in that embrace that we've been showing. So thank you again for coming forward and making this such a big deal.
Thank you.
Thank you. And once again,
I respect that, man. You know, shout out to the Innocent Project. who helping brothers get out of jail, man, served 30 years in prison for shit he ain't do. Can you imagine that pain? And I met dudes in jail that did time for shit they ain't do. That's a hell of a pain and a hell of a load to have, to just be in bondage for so long till they figure out that you ain't do that shit. And that's what hope means. That's what keeping your faith means. That's what prayer do. All them years, man, for an innocent man to be behind bars is terrible. It's terrible. And I'm just happy the man free. I'm just happy. I'm just happy, bro, the man free. I can't even lie to you. The man is free. Like, you can't even. You gotta be happy for that. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta know that man. You ain't got to be around that man. You ain't got to care about that man. But one thing you gonna know today is, man, the innocent man was free, man. Hit that like button for that, man. Innocent bro was free, and you know, raw dope, we had to cover it. You know what I mean? We had to recover it. You know what I'm saying? And it's on all the news channels in Baltimore. That's the big news, because I got a homeboy fighting now who just won his Hapers court. So, you know what I mean? That's a big thing. So it's just powerful, man. You know, we got somebody incarcerated. Tap in with it, man. Free my brother Perk, free Boogs, free Hollywood. You know what I mean? Free my man Da Vinci, man. Free Swine. You know, it's a lot of guys behind the door. Free She. You know what I'm saying? Free the men. Free all the good men that's behind the door, man. You know what I'm saying? Free all the good men that's behind the door. Free my man Carter, man. Love you, boy. Can't wait to see you back on the street, Carter. You know what I'm saying? I miss my man Carter, man. I need to get up with him, man. It's a lot of good men that's behind that door, man. You know what I'm saying? If I miss the name, man, hey, I want you free, man. Come back home, man. Get this money, man. Get your wife, have kids, and live this life, man. For those men that's locked up, man, that had kids already, get to know your kids again. Get with your grandkids, man. Get some money and live life. Take vacations, man. Get right with God, man. And live the rest of your life the way that you want to live it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wish for all dudes incarcerated, even dudes that just did the crime and got to do their time, man. I wish you come home and wish you much success. Free everybody behind the G-Ward. I wish you nothing but success when you come home, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm cheering for the brothers, praying for the brothers, man, that's locked up, man. You know what I'm saying? And got themselves together, man. Is trying to come back out here, get with their family, get some money, grow, and be a good member of society, man, and make some things happen, man. Free the brothers and the women behind the G-Wall, man. There's a few motherfuckers out here on the streets that can take y'all place. I promise you. Deserve to take y'all place. But again, hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. Safi in the building, man. The mod squad in the building. The mod squad in the building, man. We was rapping yesterday on the phone, but it's the weekend, so you know we'll get up on the weekend tip, man. You know what I mean? Get up on the weekend tip, man. Like this video, man. Push this video into the algorithm. I'm grinding. I was late this morning. But one thing about me, when I'm late, I double back. I double back. Keep saying I'm a double back, but can't double back because, you know what I'm saying, I've been grinding. You know what I'm saying? I got other things to do. I don't want Aaron Rodgers. Oh, okay, yeah. Let him be a Titan. We don't want him in Pittsburgh. We gonna go with Chester Fields and a good, good veteran on the bench. You know, that's just how I feel, man. Baltimore City hip hop stand up, man. You know what I'm saying? Baltimore City hip hop stand up. There's a lot going on in the Baltimore streets too, man. A lot going on too, man. But I just be glad when we go, when the city go platinum and things happen for the city, man. You know what I mean? I can't wait. That's a beautiful thing when things happen for the city. That's what we want. That's what we want, man. Donald Trump strengthens ties in military sales and energy. You know what I mean? President Trump, man, he just doing his thing. But I gotta get into this Brian actors for opening doors, Trump back priorities. I listen to this right here.
Changes at the U.S. Department of Justice are hitting Maryland as Eric Barron resigns from his position as U.S. Attorney for Maryland.
Fox 45's Mackenzie Frost joins us live in studio to break down what this could mean for the state and who's eyeing the job. Mackenzie.
Mary Kai, Eric Barron is out, and now President Donald Trump will name his replacement. There are several people clamoring for the job. Political analysts tell me whoever gets it could have serious impacts on Baltimore and Maryland, as well as leadership across the state.
Whoa.
Eric Barron making his resignation official Wednesday night in a statement, noting the staff in the U.S. Attorney's Office are public servants of exceptional caliber. While not giving a reason, Barron says he's proud of the justice delivered during his tenure.
Demonstrates the important work.
He was appointed by former President Joe Biden in October 2021. Barron's resignation clears the way for President Donald Trump to appoint his own pick.
Sooner or later, this was probably going to come. Good
afternoon. Political analyst John Deedy says whoever gets the job will likely be in line with the Trump agenda, which right now at the federal level centers around immigration enforcement.
ICE, 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 ICE.
One name being floated is Dan Cox, the attorney, former state delegate and one-time gubernatorial hopeful, is making the rounds, writing op-eds in the Baltimore Sun, talking about Kayla Hamilton, who was killed in Harford County by an MS-13 gang member who was in the country illegally. Writing, the U.S. Attorney's Office in Maryland and the Department of Justice can and must do more to secure our safety. Cox also appearing at new Attorney General Pam Bondi's news conference this week, talking about the DOJ's focus on immigration.
New York has chosen to prioritize illegal aliens over American citizens. It stops today.
The sharp turn would be a departure from the current focus of the U.S. Attorney's Office.
I think that is a huge mystery because I think Dan Cox's focus, if he is chosen, is going to be what is the Trump agenda. And that's what he's going to focus on first. He's going to focus on undocumented illegal people.
While in office, Barron worked with Baltimore City State's Attorney Ivan Bates, targeting violent offenders and gun crimes.
We are gathered here to announce a takedown.
The two paired up most recently for the largest drug takedown in years, resulting in 65 guns, 10 kilos of drugs, and more than $300,000 in cash taken off the streets.
This could never have been done without Eric Barron. This type of takedown is to let everyone know we're not playing and that we're listening and that we're going to come for you and we're going to hold you accountable.
Bates issuing a statement following Barron's resignation, thanking him for his leadership, and talked about the news Thursday.
Our collaborations made Baltimore a safer and more just place.
I don't see Dan Cox focusing on that type of stuff. He may get more involved in stuff related to drug crime and stuff like that, but a lot of other stuff, he may not have as much of a hands-on thing. He's going to be focused on what does President Trump want.
Andrew White, a senior partner at Silverman Thompson in Baltimore, is another name being floated as an option. The firm represented Trump in his federal documents case. Deedy says the next
Trump
U.S.
moving his
attorney
boys
will
in.
also likely review how federal COVID-era money has been spent in the city and statewide.
So I think what a new attorney will do in Maryland is basically say, hey, what federal money has come into Maryland, and can I find out if it's been inappropriately spent or misused, or maybe given to an organization with all good intended purposes, but not
free the guys
correctly.
Maryland's lone Republican Congressman Andy Harris, who also chairs the House Freedom Caucus, will likely play a role in the process too. Harris says he expects to be contacted by the justice.
Yeah, boy, they said them boys coming ahead to do Trump agenda. Eric Burns stepped down at the 4 years, at the biting gun. This is how it is when the new president there. But we're going to dig more into that, man. Hit that notification, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. Raw Dope Podcast, vlog, man. I'm out, man. I'm going to tap in with y'all, man. Subscribe to my channel. Yes, yes, yes. No fuck shit, no fake shit, no foolishness. Anything you say can and will be used against you on the internet. Raw